How's everyone's Tuesday morning? It is very chilly here. Very chilly. I got my snuggy jammies on because I didn't feel like being dressed yet. So I am enjoying drinking my hot coffee in my nice, cozy, warm, fuzzy jammies. And if I could stay in them all day today, I would. I also feel like lighting the fireplace, but I'm not going to. So, hope everyone had a wonderful night last night. I, of course, had to work. Didn't work late. I actually got off a few minutes early last night. So, everybody watch out for deer. I saw a lot last night on the way home. Anyway, I want to talk about like driving. So there's a lot of road construction going on, especially down I-70. I don't know what it is that people think that when you're driving in road construction and the road narrows and it goes down to two very small lanes, that people seem to have this idea that when the speed limit drops and it goes from 70 to 55, that they think that it's okay to ride someone's butt driving down the highway when the person in front of them is going slow also. And I mean literally riding their butt. Last night, I actually had that happen to me, and it wasn't like on I-70, but it was on a 2-lane road. And it's happened to me on I-70 where it's gotten so bad that I had to brake check somebody because they were on my butt so bad that I could see their faces out of the rearview mirror. I am 54. Hello. Yeah, I'm 54. I'm a grandma. And thank you. But I brake checked somebody because I could literally see like their facial features. It was awful. And then they flipped me off because I brake checked them, and I was like, yeah, I'm not going to say what I said back to him because my mouth will get the best of me because I talk like a sailor. And give me 1 second so I can let my dog in. So I will be right back. 2 seconds, actually. Okay, I'm back. At least he didn't jump in the lake this time. Thank God. But anyway, so last night I was driving down a county highway. Ferris, go lay down. And somebody was driving really close on me. Okay. And they were like right up on my butt, and I was like, I'm not going any faster because I was already going like probably 65, and you're not supposed to go that fast on a county highway. And it was like really curvy, and it was dark, and I'm night blind. And so I was coming home from work, and you have to really watch out for deer really bad where I live because it's deer central. And these are country roads, and I'm talking like houses that are farm, this is all farming. And so you're driving down these country roads and it's just farm housing. And so this person was like driving and they were like so on my butt. I was just like, the lights were glaring through my rearview mirror. So I flipped my mirror up and they're just like on me. And so I brake checked them a couple of times. And then they went to go try to get around me, and it was on a hill, and there was a car coming on the other side. Hello. And then finally they just gave up because they couldn't get around me. So they were mad. They were honking their horn, and I was just like, screw you, dude. Like, I was already speeding. So, okay, we got a fish. I'm assuming you love fishing. I do too. I actually have a lot of fish in my lake, and it's overstocked with fish. So the house that we moved into, the lake has hardly been fished in over 4 years, and so it is so stocked with fish that when you throw when you go and you cast your rod, the fake lure, you just drop it in there and a fish just snatches on in like a second. But a lot of it's gonna be cut bait just because it's so overpopulated right now. So I'm actually gonna make some dough bait so I can catch some good fish. I'm not really sure how to get rid of car guy. Hi. I'm not really sure how to get rid of some of the smaller fish in there other than just using them for cut bait, and then we're just throwing them on the shore and letting them die, which I don't want to do that either. But there's a ton, I mean a ton of fish in there. And then the pond is so overstocked that when you go down there, I mean, you can just see the fish just popping up out of the water and stuff. So we're gonna have to do a lot of fishing. And so I'm gonna have to get more oars and get out there and get in the boat and go fishing. So how much do you like using dough bait or anything? What do you use? We got a fish. Are you still on there? I know a lot of people like using worms or crawdads. Those are good too. We have a lot of muskrats down there and raccoons down by the lake. Hello. Well, anyway, so my grandpa used to make this dough bait when I was little, and oh my gosh, I swear you could smell that stuff a mile away. It was disgusting. It smelled so bad, but oh my, you could catch some fish with that stuff. I swear the fish smelled it through the water just a mile. It just, you'd cast it in there and fish would get on there. And he put chocolate in his dough bait. He would actually put chocolate in there. And I remember him having he would have the liver laid out, and he would dry the liver out before he would ground it up. And then he would have the blood fermenting, and that stunk so bad because every time he would butcher a cow or a pig or anything like that, he would drain the blood into a bucket, and then he would take that bucket and he would set it out of his dough bait house, and he would just let it ferment, and he would use that for his dough bait. And then my granny would take the pig fat, and she would boil the pig fat down and make lard out of it, and that's what she would cook with. And I remember having to do some of that with them, and having to use some of that and cook with the pig fat. And gosh, looking back at all that stuff and realizing now that's some real farm stuff whenever I want. I've got a lake a few acres down in my backyard. Right now there's a lot of duck seed on the lake that I'm trying to get rid of, but if you go around the lake and go to the back dock, it's more cleared off. Good morning. I have a video up that actually I went on a hike yesterday, and I walked down to the lake and around the lake, and you can see where I walked, like through the woods and everything down by my lake, and then walked around the long way, and then I went through the valley in the woods where the deer and everything go down, and then walked all the way around that way, then back up to the second dock, up into my lake. It was fun. It's really fun. I actually took a different path than I normally do, so it was very fun because I found a new area that I now have, so I thought there was only one creek that goes through the valley, and there's actually two. And I did not realize there were two down there. So now I know of two creeks that go through it now. And nature is very peaceful. That's where I go when I meditate. So I like to go off of the boat dock and sit and just meditate off of the boat dock, because the boat dock goes way out into the lake, and it's beautiful and it's very peaceful. Well, I had to try to leave my dog because my dog likes to dive off the boat dock into the water. He loves to swim, and he doesn't understand he has to have a bath every time he does that. And I don't like giving him a bath all the time because he's a pain in the ass for me to bathe. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to say that. He's a pain in the butt for me to bathe. So how often do you fish, Matthew? And as I said before, our lake and pond are overstocked because it's hardly been fished in over 4 years until we moved here. And now it's getting fished in all the time. I want to go ice fishing this winter because I've never done it, and so I want to do it this winter. So that's going to be an experience. And I actually can't wait to do it. But I do want to get some kayaks before fall's over. I love kayaking also. I kayak with my grandsons on their lake because they have one, and mean, I would call it a pond, but it's not really a pond, it's giant. I am in America. I am in Missouri. Where are you from? What's the weather out like in Indiana? It's chilly here. I might actually get to burn the burn pile today. Because it's not windy right now, thank God. It's been very, very, very windy. It's so chilly out here that I had to wear sweats yesterday, sweatshirts. It was chilly all day yesterday out here. I think the high was like 65 or 66 yesterday. And that wind just made it a little chillier. Because it was really high winds. So we don't have trash service out where we are. So we have to burn everything. I mean, you can get it, but it costs a lot because we live way out in the country. And so we burn everything. Yeah. So, what, it's 4 in the afternoon. But anyway, we burn everything out here. And so I have a burn pile. And I've been trying to get out there to burn it. But my dog made besties with the dog across the street. And they decided to go get to our burn pile. And so there were really high straight line winds the other day. And it blew everything off the burn pile out into the fields, out into the yard, and just everywhere. And so I had to get up and go and grab a couple of trash bags and go pick everything up. So I'm really wanting it to calm down so I can get out there and burn everything. So, because I'm having a big bonfire Sunday. And we're having a bonfire and a hayride. And we're going to do s'mores. And I'm going to make some chili. And we're going to set up the little mini fires. So I've got those little, whatever they're called, those little things that you can put the little mini bonfire thingies in around the patio. So I've got a couple of those to set up around the patio. Hi, Connor. And so that way people can sit on the patio if it's cold and stay warm. And then we're gonna have a big bonfire out in on the land part. And then we're gonna pull some of the bales and put them on the trailer and pull all the kids through the fields. And then when they get into the woods, I'm gonna have a little mask on little trees and stuff in certain areas with little bags full of candy so they can jump off the trailer and go trick or treat to each little bag and collect their candy. So I think they'll have a blast. So they're gonna go trick or treating through the woods. I mean, we're gonna stay on the trail, of course, but I think the kids will have a lot of fun. I'm trying to find somebody that does cotton candy to come out and do some cotton candy for them because I couldn't find a bounce house. Yeah, it is fun. I'm gonna make some caramel apples, and my dog is over there chewing on the bone he brought up. He found it outside. I don't even want to know what kind of a bone it is. He brought a muskrat home the other day that he killed. It was gross because they'd half eaten it, him and the neighbor dog. You know how dogs bring gifts to their owners? He brought me a muskrat. Like, he was very proud of it too. I love dogs. I want to do an animal rescue. I want to do a domesticated and farm animal rescue, specializing in horses. Oh, it was gross when he brought me that muskrat because it was like gutted. And he was just wagging his tail like he had done something special, and I was just gross. I was, ugh. I can deal with a lot of things, but they stink when they're gutted. Because, I mean, you know, I'm not going to get into detail about that area, but when you get a muskrat gutted, it's disgusting because all that smell. And both of the dogs were excited about it. And I had to give him a bath because he smelled like he'd rolled around in it. So, anyway, I hope everybody has a beautiful day today. I have to go finish helping my friend pack up her farm today. We got rid of the sheep. We got them all on or in the trailer, and she went and delivered her sheep. I am moving the coop, the run, the ducks, and the sheep here later this week. So I'm going to be getting all the ducks and the sheep, and the ducks and the chickens and the hens, and the roosters later this week. And I'm getting some, oh my gosh, I'm getting the mini fancy little chickens. I'll have to take a picture of them. They're so stinking cute. They look like baby chickens, but they're not. They're full grown, and they're little mini fancy chickens. So they have like fur around their feet and then around their necks. So they look like they've got like a fuzzy collar on. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. They're so stinking cute. But I collect probably a dozen eggs from all of the chickens a day. So I've got eggs out the wazooka. But they're so good, and they're so much better than store-bought eggs. She had goats, but the guy that bought the sheep wanted the 2 goats too. And yes, I do need to get me some pink goats. They're so cute. I love goats. Except that they eat everything, which we're getting. So there's a pig named Georgie, and Georgie is huge, but he's the pet pig, and she can't take him with her. So I'm taking Georgie, and my grandson loves Georgie, so that's why I'm taking Georgie. Now see, I've never had an emu before, so I wouldn't know where to begin to take care of an emu. Are they easy to take care of? Because I honestly would not even know. I don't even know what they eat. Ferris, you need to go lay down. He's about to jump up here. He does this every single morning. So what do emus eat? I mean, do they eat like grass, or did they eat seed, or what? Ferris, stop. Oh my gosh, this dog. Ferris, you're gonna break the chair. So he raised them for 30 years. They eat pellets, okay. So they don't graze either. They just eat pellets. Oh, okay. So he raised them for 10 years. Okay. Oh, they do graze. Okay. So they can eat hay or straw and stuff like that. I'm gonna have to look into emus, like how they. That might be a little bit interesting. That might be interesting to learn how to do. There is a farm out here that has emus on it, but like I said, I've never ever done it. Hello. They have, like, all they have are emus, and they have a lot of emus out there. So they can withstand the cold, obviously, because there's somebody out here that does emus. So they're dirty a lot. I know that. I just always figured they would be more expensive to raise than like sheep or cows or goats or anything like that. I don't know why I think that, but that's just what I thought. Ferris, stop it. This dog. Ferris, quit. You're going to have to get down. So he is a rescue dog, and I haven't had him for very long. But one of the owners abandoned him. So the owner that had him just randomly moved out of the home and abandoned him and left him locked in the house for 3 days by himself. Yeah, he is probably wondering who I'm talking to. And he was left in a home alone for 3 days by himself. And you have to wonder, he was scared. So I got into the house. I was informed about it. And so I got into the house and I rescued this little turd. And I'll show you his face. All right, come here. Come here. So you can say hi to everybody. Come here. Come on. Come here. Come on. Come here. Come here. Say hi. Say hi. Okay, so this is Ferris. Okay, now you can go. Okay. There. Now you can say hi to everybody. Hi. So anyway, I rescued him, and he is a good dog normally. Okay, you can go now. But he thinks he's a lap. And he's now he's 10 months old. He's a big dog. I don't know what kind of a dog he is, but he loves water. He kind of looks like he's got a little bit of a bird dog in him. He definitely loves hunting. Yeah, he wants to stay there. When I get the chickens here, he cannot be around chickens. That dog sees a chicken, he goes after it. And he kills them. But so when the cows would get out, he would chase them back into the field. He's really good at getting them back, like herding and stuff. And because I would have to chase the cows, and he would go around and he would like bark at them to get them to go. So he's really good at that. And then, but he doesn't know when to stop. And he will run up on them. And he does the same thing with horses. So when I get the horse over here, he's gonna have to learn that that horse can just stomp on his head, because he will just run right up to that horse. He doesn't understand. He thinks that all of them are his friends, but he is a good dog. But I just couldn't believe that somebody would just abandon their animal like that and just leave it locked in a house for days on end by itself. Like, I want to punch him in the face. I know that sounds mean, but I could never do that to an animal. But anyway, so I am going to finish my coffee, and I'm going to go and edit some photos because I've had a couple of photo sessions, and I have a wedding that I have to finish editing. I had on Saturday. Oh, punching someone in the face for abandoning their dog. Yeah. Some people would call it violent and mean, but I call it karma. No, they're going to get their karma. Maybe somebody needs to take away all their food and water and lock them in a house, or lock them in a haunted house by themselves for 3 days with no food and water. Take away all the toiletries, take away all the hygiene stuff, lock every door in the house, inside of the house, and just put them in one room. No electricity. And just leave them there for 3 days by themselves and see how they feel. He found a bone outside, and he's been chomping on that bone for the last 2 days. He's over there going to town. But anyway, I'm gonna hop off here because I've got a lot of editing to do before I have to go to work. So, because I have to work on the other farm this morning. So, anyway, I've got a lot of work to do. And I promised her that I'd be over there about 8 o'clock. So I have a lot of editing to do this morning. So, yep, I'll be back on here later, probably late afternoon, before I have to go to my real job, my other job, because I have to go visit my patients tonight. So anyway, I will get back on here a little bit later. I hope you guys have a wonderful, amazingly blessed day and enjoy the beautiful weather. And I will talk to you guys later.